time a very famous person, Mrs. Shailaja Mulay, has come to guide us. So, please reach her.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, parents.
And this is without the support of our management. It was not possible. So thank you, sir, for taking time. I would like to call ma'am for our guidance session. All right?
2 years that I've missed on the pranks. 2 years that I've missed on the mischief. Coming to school and doing some kind of masti. Masti ki pathshala. Masti ki there, no? And 2 years of being at home. To the parents, how was it keeping your children with you for 2 years at home? I don't want an answer, but I know the answer. But now you realize how important our teachers are, the super women of education. They handle so many children with so many things, and parents found it difficult even to look after one or two children. Because children really let it go. But congratulations to you children. You really matured before time. We adults are still going through the mental health problems. But you children have grown earlier than what your age permits. What do we do now? First and foremost, I wanted to check whether your pen is writing. Because man said, carry a pen and notebook. Very good. But is your pen writing? Just check. Yes. Write your name or class or something like that. Or they say hello to yourself. The reason is, sometimes we carry pens. Either no refill in that, or the refill had dried up already. Pens are writing? Yes. Very good. That's fine. I'm going to begin on a general note first. 9th standard students, what I'm going to be talking and the examples which are going to be are relevant to 10th standard, because the present 10th is going to appear for the exam now, but the 9th has to be prepared for 10th standard. Right? 10th standard, offline exams, confirmed, timetable has come, you are going to have your written exams, you are going to have your practicals, and you are going to have your orals, etc. Everything. 9th standard will have the exams in school, but please perform well at the 9th standard also, because we do not know what 23 has in store for us. No? Now we have to live 1 year at a time. Till 22 we are happy. 23 we don't know again. So please do very well in the 9th standard. In case anything happens, some disaster management, 9th standard marks can be done. So 9th standard students also, please perform well. It's very easy to say, perform well, do well, 10th standard, study well, 10th ka hai. But can any of you tell me why you need 10th standard to do well? फर्क क्या पड़ता है जिंदगी में? 10th किया तो 11th वही करना पड़ता है. आगे क्या? Why should I perform well at 10th standard? Yes. To get a good college, okay? बस हो गया? आगे कुछ नहीं है? Yes. Better future, okay? Anybody else? Yes? To get your proper stream, okay, very good. Any other answer? All answers are relevant and good answers. But I have a different answer for it. Up to 9th standard, your mark sheet is first seen by your parents. We have opened it. So we call the parents. The teacher gives the mark sheet to the parent. Parents see the mark sheet first, and then she tells you, "Kitna marks mila? Zyada kyun nahi mila? Kitna padha? Kitna bola tha अच्छा कर? फिर भी नहीं करती है. After all this is what you get. What you want? 98%, why not 100? Correct? But 10th standard mark sheet is seen by you students first, because you log in. You log in. Parents don't log in. You log in. Now imagine a scenario. Imagine the scenario. Results are supposed to be out. You log in, you put your number, you look at it. And you look at your marks. Yeah? And then you say, 96.5. Yay! One reaction. 2. 82.6. 60.4. All three reactions are there. Which reaction would you prefer? A, B or C? A. And therefore, we need to perform at the text level. For our pleasure. I don't care what the world says. My pleasure, I want to see my marks and I want to give that reaction A. So I want to perform. Are you with me or are you far away from me? Are you here? Very. Now if this is a situation, is a 10th standard exam so difficult? Let me tell you, ICSE, CBSE, IGCSE and SSC are the easiest exams ever existing in the world anywhere. It is difficult to pass junior KG and go to senior KG. Because there are 10,000 things to do. But these exams are easy because they are structured exams. Now what is the meaning of a structured exam? Itna portion, ye paper format, itna marks, itna time, aisa likhna hai. We call it the technique of writing. Got it? Now, this is important for us. And this is what we need. Up to 8th standard, fine, you are comfortable. 9th standard students have to start performing keeping the 10th in mind. 3 things will be important for you. 1 is your handwriting. 2 years you have lost practice of your handwriting. So you all are all blessed with an atrocious, terrible, horrible handwriting. Which even you can't understand what you write. Correct? 2, you have become master on the keyboard. Tack, 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 chat, cut you go. The paper is written. Third thing what has happened is, हाथ में दर्द होता है, 2 घंटा लिखने का हाथ में दर्द होता है, 2 घंटा, 7 questions and 2 hours, अब पागल है क्या? Because you have not practiced. So the first thing you need to do is to be able to do 5 minutes of exercise every day only with your hands. All those who are right-handers will do this exercise at home. Why? Because when you write, your hand moves like this. Those who are left-handers, same exercise with your left hand. Try it out. This way. Now be careful. Don't do it in the class because you are sure to hit the person in front of you. And if your teacher catches you, you will say, I'm sorry, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, मारा नहीं, मैं exercise कर रहा था. Finish. That's the end of the prank. 2 minutes का entertainment हो जाता है. Do this at home. Do it at home. And that too, don't do it when your younger brother or sister is there, because they will definitely go and tell your parents. My mummy is going to scold you. बड़ा है, समझता नहीं है. थोड़े बड़ा है तो समझना भी चाहिए क्या? क्या किया? मैंने exercise किया. But it is important. Why? Because this gives you the movement at the shoulder to be able to hit. A second thing you need to take care is the kind of ball pen that you use between the index finger and the thumb. You must have that kind of a ball pen where the grip is firm. Test the ball pen which you put. It has to be a firm grip. Not those 1 रुपए वाला, टकैक नीचे गिरता है, टकैक नीचे गिरता है. It has to be firm. Why? Because if this grip is not there, your handwriting is affected, children. See, when you have a very sleek pen, you realize you can't write because there is no pen. तुम हवा में लिख रहे हो. And when you have this kind of a thing, you are writing with the clear. Now, which brand you decide? I don't have a shop, so I'm not going to market which brand to use. Blue, black, chale. That is your problem. Go to the shop and say, मेरे को पेन अच्छा दे कि मेरे हाथ पे बराबर बैठेगा और हैंडराइटिंग अच्छा है। दुकानदार क्या बोलेगा कि 10 रुपए वाला भी अच्छा है, 5 रुपए वाला अच्छा है, तो बोले 15 रुपए वाला भी और अच्छा है। Do not use ball pens which have got, think what you got, small refills. Use a ball pen which is little bit. What we call them utility ball pens. They are called utility ball pens. Refill gaya to दूसरा डाल सकते हैं फटाक से. It's important because you are going to write so many papers. To the 10th standard students. What are the 10th standard? Just put your hands again. Let me see them. Okay, fine. To the 10th standard students. Around February end, you must buy a set of 10 ball pens. इधर से भी ला। अगर किसी का स्टेशनरी का दुकान है तो उसको बोला कंसेशन में दे, मेरे साथ पढ़ता है चल। The reason being, one day one ball pen for the exam. Actually, a ball pen writes 2 papers, but you will use one day one. I'll tell you why. The excitement of the paper getting over. You wrote the paper, you came down, एक पेपर खत्म, so take the ball pen, ये एक पेपर हो गया, कल का दूसरा पेपर, दूसरा बॉल पेन तैयार है। You know how you have it in Eton, when they win a match, they throw their caps. So, उस वजह से भी live in India, we can't be in Eton, come on. हम लोग हमारे एग्जाम के साथ भी कर सकते हैं। Exams have to be enjoyed. Look at your paper and smile. Look at your portion and laugh. Very, very important. Don't look at your paper and कितना portion है? जैसे कि कोई मंगन को भरता खा रहा है ना, तुम लोग को बैंगन दे रहा है, तुम लोग को नहीं पसंद है ना, वैसा नहीं करेगा। Enjoy your exams. Very important because how you look at your body reaction during the exam. Your SSC exams, the tantra and mantra is very simple. तुम्हारा ये कैसा चलता है ना, उस पर चलता है. It's not necessary memory. How you feel is how you write. Clear? Now let's move forward. How many hours to sleep? क्या बात करता है? 7 hours. क्या पेंशनर है क्या तू रे? हाँ, 7 hours to सोएगा. 6 hours of sleep allowed for 10th standard. 9th standard can sleep for 7 hours. 10th standard only 6 hours of sleep. All those who are pensioners will sleep for 8 hours. लेकिन वो कम सोते हैं, वो ज़्यादा जल्दी उठते हैं. Look at your nana, nani, dada, dadi. They all get up very early in the morning. And when there is no light, they just remain quiet. सब सो रहे हैं, disturb नहीं करेंगे. But 6 hours of sleep. I tell you why. 6 hours of sleep, when I tell you, you must, after 6 hours, you get 1 hour goes only in your placing to study. 6 घंटे के बाद तुम लोग उठ तो गए. उठता है. अब ये करने का है. फिर मेरे को व्हाट्सएप देखने का है. किसका मैसेज है? ये करते 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 आधा घंटा जाता है. So actually, 7 hours are gone. So 6 hours. 9th can sleep up to 7 hours. Time being actually better. 6 hours of sleep if you get, then how many hours to study? You've got 18 hours balance out of the 24 hours. Now coming to school, yes. Every subject has to be done every day. This timetable has to be followed by the 9th standard also and by the 10th standard also. All subjects to be studied every day. 40 minutes per subject. 10th will take 40 minutes, 9th will take 30 minutes. You can't say आज English करेगा, कल हिंदी करेगा, परसों सिर्फ मैथ्स करेगा. ऐसा फटाक से पोर्शन पूरा करेगा ना, वो होता भी नहीं. And the 4th day what happens with your maths is, कौन पागल है जिसने मैथ्स लाया? पागल क्या लाता है? क्या के लिए लाया? But the person who brought maths was not bad. You made a mistake. Study all the subjects. Suppose if mummy decides to give you every day चपाती सब्जी और वही एक सब्जी, पूरी और आलू की सब्जी कटा, वही 10 दिन 7 दिन वही खाने का. Will you eat? No. क्यों फर्क पड़ता है? खाओ ना, खाने के लिए है ना, तो खाओ ना. But when you are studying, what are you doing? You are doing just the same thing. You are telling your mother, "Ye kya garden tu puri bhaji dete kuch alag hai na." Why? Because you want that variety. Same way in studying, variety has to be there, and this variety will come when you do all the subjects of you. थोड़ा break मिलता है ना, English किया, थोड़ा algebra किया, थोड़ा geography किया, थोड़ा science 1 किया, थोड़ा science 2 किया. You have a little variety. Please take a break. 10th standard, 40 minutes a subject, 5 minutes break. 9th standard, 30 minutes a subject, 5 minutes ka break. Now when I say 5 minutes, unfortunately for you, I am aware of what I am talking. Because I have put in almost 35 years in teaching and I still teach. Age-wise, if you ask me, I am 68. I am still teaching. The 5 minutes ka break, when I say no, I know what the 5 minute break is. 8 minutes तो जाता है उठने में, 1 मिनट ऐसा जाता है, 2 मिनट हो गया, 1 मिनट जाता है सोचने में. अरे पानी पीने का था, 1 मिनट नहीं, लेकिन मेरे को ब्रेक नहीं हुआ. ब्रेक किधर हुआ मेरा? So you take another 5 minutes. So when I'm saying 5 minutes, fine print is different, but 5 minutes, very important. Children, 9th standard children, can get yourself conditioned to this now. 10th, time has still not gone, you can still do it. But 9th can get conditioned to it right away because you have a whole year to work. Now how to study? You all go for classes also. School also you are coming, classes also you are going. कोई प्राइवेट ट्यूशन में जाता है, कोई वेजू करता है, कोई सुपर 30 करता है. क्या क्या करते हो तुम लोग 10th के लिए? For what? For what? अरे 10th का सिली एक छोटा एग्जाम है. जिंदगी में वो पार करने के लिए बहुत आसान है. I need the marks. You need or your parents need. I don't know who needs the marks. लेकिन मार्क्स चाहिए, I know. लेकिन इसके लिए ऐसा तो नहीं है कि those who are in sports, this year you have not had any sport, but please continue playing. Please continue playing. Because those who are fond of playing and you cut them off from play, they can't study. They sit at the table and then they play on the desk. Out of question. Those who are fond of dancing, please dance. Keep your 10 minutes for dancing, 15. Because you are sitting at the desk and the algebra book is moving and dancing. Pages are moving. Because the body is asking you to dance here, Ramesh. So you dance, no. 10 minutes करो ना डांस. नहीं ना, पढ़ने को है. अरे पढ़ने का तो सबको है. पढ़ने के बजाय है क्या तुम लोग? You have to study. There is no option over there. Singing. Those who are fond of singing or playing a musical instrument, please give your time for that. 10 minutes maybe. Violin bajao, guitar bajao, band bajao. Otherwise, children are very good at drums on the desk. School का desk ऐसा बनाया जाता है ना, टक drum भी बजता ही है. That's why every time the school management has to look at new furniture. कैसा आएगा furniture जो टूटेगा नहीं. क्योंकि हमारे बच्चे जब drum बजाते हैं, so we have to look at new furniture. But all this, and parents, please, your role is very different. Your role is to support the child, not to nag the child. पढ़ो, पढ़ो, पढ़ो. हमारा बच्चों क्या करता है फिर? एक कान से सुनता है, दूसरा कान से छोड़ता है. Sound travels in a straight line. Scientific principle, science teacher ने पढ़ाया था. तो इधर से सुना पढ़ो, पढ़ो, पढ़ो. इधर गया मत पढ़ो, मत पढ़ो, मत पढ़ो. Don't. Your job is to support. Second, please don't compare your children. वो बाजू वाला लड़का सुबह 5 बजे उठता है और पढ़ता है. तू क्या करता है? 7 बजे तक तू सोता है. तुमको क्या लगता है? तू कौन है? मैं लड़का है. कितना आसान जवाब है. Please don't compare because we don't know whether the one who got up at 5 o'clock is studying or the light is on in the house. We don't know. Trust our children. And children, How to study is what I'm going to come to now. This is okay. 3 styles of study. 1, sit on the ground and study with your back to the wall. Straight back. Second, sit at the table on the chair and study. And third, walk up and down and study. But सामने वाली खिड़की में देख के मत पढ़ाई नहीं. सामने वाली खिड़की में कुछ अलग ही दिखाई देते, वो नजरिया अलग ही होता है. और वो अगर मैं पढ़ने पे जाएगी तो ना साइंस 2 होता है, ना बायोलॉजी होता है, ना साइकोलॉजी होता है, ना साइकोलॉजी ऑफ लव होता है. तो सामने वाली खिड़की से मैं देखूं. So please don't do that. Studying is serious business. On the ground, sit down, at the table or take a walk. खाते खाते भी नहीं पढ़ने का, बेचारा पेट अपसेट होता है. पेट को भी थोड़ा मांगता है ना, तो खाने के टाइम पे दो उसको. खाते खाते इधर खाने खाते हो, उधर ढोकला खाते हो और पढ़ते हो, ऐसा थोड़ा चलता है. ढोकला खाने के टाइम पे ढोकला खाने का, खाने खाने के टाइम पे खाने को, पढ़ने के टाइम पे पढ़ने का. पेरेंट्स, आजकल 1 या 2 बच्चे का जमाना है. 4, 5, 6 का खत्म हो गया. अभी क्या होता है, हमारे पेरेंट्स आर एक्सट्रीमली इन लव विद द चिल्ड्रन एंड आई डोंट ब्लेम देम, दे शुड. सो शी डिसाइड्स टू स्टडी. और माँ क्या करती है, अब तू पढ़ ले, मैं तेरे को खाना पड़ेगा, तू पढ़ ले. वो भी उसका एक्साइटमेंट है अकेला बैठ के खाने के लिए. एंड नो स्टडी ड्यूरिंग ईटिंग. खाने के टाइम पे खाना खा, पेट भर के मस्त जम के खाना. Studying time study. Parents will not do that. And you children also, studying time is study. Another aspect. Most important for our board exam, whether ICSE, CBSE, IG or SSC, is the textbook. How many of you have all got your SSC textbooks with you? अभी बैग में होएगा तो भी चलेगा. है 10 का टेक्स्ट है तुम्हारे पास, सबके पास है. 9 वालों के पास भी टेक्स्ट बुक है. And how many of our 10th standard children have actually read the textbook 5 times? Or read textbook 5 बार पढ़ा है. ज्यादा पढ़ा है क्या? हमारे समझ 5 में तो क्या 6 बार पढ़ा है. 4, 3, 2, ओके 1. और देखा ही नहीं बुक को. ये भी हो सकता. All those children, 10th standard, 9th standard also, who have not looked at the textbook at all. स्कूल में पढ़ाया, क्लास में गया, डाइजेस्ट देखा, 21 देखा, लेकिन please come and give me your textbooks. I need them. Because you don't need them, no? If you needed them, you would have read them. What I will do with the book, that also I'll tell you. I'm going to stand outside your school, sell the books, और उसका बड़ा पाव में अकेला खाऊंगा. तुमको बताइए देख तेरे बुक का बड़ा पाव. Because you are not using your books to read. Please note, and I hope you are making a note in your book. You must read your textbook 5 times. 10th standard, 9th thrice, 9th thrice, 10th 5 times. Must. Why? Because your paper is based on the textbook. जो भी आता है वो textbook से आता है. If you don't read, your vocabulary is not there. Your answers you don't know. You don't know what to write. You have missed out on points. You have missed out on spellings. And all these are mistakes which come. Another thing, 10th standard. This is for the 10th. By the time you go for the board exam, you must work out 3 sets of question papers. कहाँ से भी लो, आइडियल लो, यूनिक लो, नोबल लो, प्रगति लो, नवनीत लो, कहाँ से भी लो. 3 sets of question papers. You need to work it out in writing. 9th standard, do only school work. Don't do anything additional. Just what your school tells you to do. Now 10th standard and 9th standard, we all have a different style of studying. Yeah, you know, in English we say child is the father of man. It's a very creative sentence. Because our children are really creative. They are really creative. They have their style of studying. They have proved all psychology of learning false. Languages, our children don't read at all. Language में क्या पढ़ते हो? बुक देखेगा तुम्हें मालूम पड़ता है ना, ऊपर सवाल नीचे जवाब, क्या बात है? पेपर अच्छा है. Maths हमारे बच्चे पढ़ते हैं. When I see children reading maths, I ask them, I said, your grandfather was who? C.V. Ramana, what is it? तो maths पढ़ रहा है, maths solve कौन करेगा? क्या Pythagoras कौन था? तेरा दादा था? कौन था? Who's going to work out a maths? No teacher, I am reading maths. I said, maths इतना पढ़. Maths is to be read and solved. Keep that in mind. Maths, languages to be read. Maths to be read and solved. Science to be read concept wise and then the question answer on that. हर एक subject का style अलग रहता है. History, fact and question answer. Geography, fact and math. Have you all got it or you want me to repeat it? अच्छा, कोई repeat करेगा? Anybody will repeat for me? No? Okay. Yes, son. Continue.
Languages we have to read. Languages we have to read, and in maths we have to read and solve. In history, facts and questions, and in geography, facts and facts.
और science क्या करेगा? छोड़ देगा. Science you have to read in concepts and do the questions. This is a style of studying for every subject. And mind you, children, this style of studying continues till you finish your graduation, your post-graduation. करना पड़ता है. Get three things clear, children. After 10th, all teaching stops. Nobody teaches you after 10th standard. You have to study on your own. They only tell you, ये करने का, वो करने का. 10th is the last where you get anybody teaching you. 2. Without proper education, you cannot reach anywhere, children. कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे, कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे. So you need to study. And third part, you need to study and perform well over there. तीन चीजें. If all the other countries are doing well, it's only because our Indians are over there. It's important. If no Indian had gone there, those countries would have been under the sea already. Our children went there with our system of education, studied according to that over there, contributed according to that, and that's how those countries benefited. It didn't benefit us, but it benefited them. Today they are suffering because their children are studying that system. When you were small, you were told to study table. कितना 10 के बच्चे हैं जिनको टेबल 30 तक आता है? 1 to 30. Anybody who can give me tables from 1 to 30 in about 5 minutes can collect 1,000 rupees from me. Children's maths, you have to know your table. And I'll tell you which table. बहुत सारे टेबल, even 9th can start now. You know, सारे tables हैं जो हम लोग कर सकते हैं. Look at 17. I'll tell you which tables you need to know. 17, you have to do it well. 23, 29. So 13, 17, 23, 20. These tables, if you know, everything works. जो even में आता है ना, it can be done. जो ऐसे और में आता है ना, that multiplication is done. Got that? So please make it a point. 9th standard will start studying the tables every day. Every day. And don't do all the tables on one day. एक साथ खाना नहीं खाया जाता है. आस्ते आस्ते खाना पड़ता है. And you do 5 today, you do 5 tomorrow, but learn. 10th standard only master 13, 17, 23, 20. See 30, 10, 20 you can do. Mentally कर सकते. But these you cannot because these are odd. Have you understood? Similarly with square root and cube root. जो और होता है ना, वो तकलीफ देते हैं. Even में जाता है वो आसान होता है. See your square root and cube. So those things you have to master. Have you understood? How many of your children are still in the class? All of you are there in the class with me, or you're already outside the window. I can see man has kept the windows closed, so I'm not frightened that anybody would have gone out. Are you all here? Yes. Are you all here? Yes. Now I know that you're here. Now, this is another. Now to study. I told you our different styles. Languages. You do English, Marathi and Gujarati or English, Marathi? English, Marathi, Hindi? All the textbooks of English, Hindi, Marathi of the 10th standard. 9th standard will follow 9. You read your book. Start with the poetry section first. That's very scoring. Take the poetry section first. Small air. Until the end, nobody understood why the poet wrote that poem. पोएट ने लिखा ना, मेरे को कैसा मालूम उसके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था? उसने लिखा आया पढ़ा मैंने बस, लेकिन टेक्स्ट तो थोड़ा बहुत मालूम पड़ता है ना. So 9th will start preparing for it. Read, do the poetry section first in language, then do the questions of poetry, then go to the prose part, do the activities given behind over there, and when you do languages, you must have a pencil with you. Why? When you are reading your text, you must underline it, all the proper nouns. Underline those kind of words over there which click you. To be afraid of. What meaning to be afraid of? Aisa kaisa aata hai, to be afraid of. Underline, because that becomes an idiomatic expression. Then you get words over there. Joyful, gleefully, gladly, happily. So now I am expressing my happiness with 4 different words. That is building up of your vocabulary. Underline those words because they become your vocabulary. Mind you, children, all writing skills are based on your text, and the vocabulary has to be from the text. If you read it, you will get your vocabulary. Otherwise, there you are in the exams, you are sitting and thinking, kya likhne ka? Maths, 10th standard. Solved examples important. Make a list today when you go home. Make a list of all the solved examples given in the book, algebra and geometry. Why? Because out of those solved examples, 3 will come in the paper. Make a list. You know, every year we give them solved examples, and at the end of the paper, the children say, out of syllabus tha. Out of syllabus kaisa ho sakta hai? Book mein tha na. नहीं देखा नहीं solved example. Make a list so that you know. कितना 15 है तो चलो आज का 3 हो गया. Okay, so I finished my 15 solved examples. That will give you confidence. So algebra, and please work out all the sums from the text. 9th standard children, some of your chapters are related to 10th standard. Those chapters have to be done very well, and in the holidays between the 9th and 10th, work out those chapters. Remaining can be omitted because it's not linked to 10th standard. But some chapters of 9th are there in the 10th standard. Link is there. Graph hai, equations hai, which can be asked. Geometry. Make a list of all the theorems which are there. Bhale Pythagoras ho, Apollonius ho, and make a list of all the constructions which are there. Out of the construction 2 will come. Out of the theorem 3 will come. अभी हो गया तुम लोगों का 5 मार्क ज्योमेट्री का भाई. But when I do it chapter by chapter, I realize it becomes difficult for me. But when I do it like this, it's easier. And then you work out all the sums which are there. Very important to use a compass in geometry. Geometry box. All of you carry a geometry box to school? Yes. Now what is the purpose of the geometry box? For construction. And for what else? Pardon? One was construction, the other one for? I heard something, but it's not coming. Because normally what happens is when a geometry box is brought to the class, very rarely children use a geometry box in the class. Half the time that compass box falls down in the class. And everybody starts laughing. The maths teacher is irritated to the core. because she was trying to tell you Pythagoras कैसा होता है, Apollonius कैसा होता है, circle का जो down the compass box. Compass box to be used. And geometry compass box, please note, you have to learn to lock your compass. Because otherwise, when you are doing your circle, this is how the circle comes. Book or मैं दोनों साथ में जाते हैं और सर्कल होता है. ऐसा एग्जाम में नहीं चलता है. You have to lock the, learn that. Ninth has to master it. And the pencil of the compass should be only so much, not a full pencil. Take your finger and thumb. Because that one and that pencil should not be taken out every time. Nikala, dala, for the time pass. No. Geometry compass ka pencil wahi rahega till the end. Use a pencil separately. Languages, if you are using pencil. Maths and science, you are doing it with pen and pencil. One hand you use a pen, second hand you use a pencil. History, geography, pen and pencil in hand. There are styles of studying which is important. Now, when you are doing geometry and constructions, read the problem first. Our major problem with maths is our children don't read the sum. They just look at the first two words. Answer comes. कैसा होता है आंसर तुम लोग का? अरे पढ़ो ना. You have to read the sum. It's important. That is why you say languages to be read, maths to be read and solved. Science, read the concepts and question answers. History, you read the facts and question answers. Geography, you read and math. There are styles of study. Am I clear up to this point? Children, if you have any question, just make a note of it. I'll give you a little time where I can answer your questions. Is that okay? So if you have not understood something, I will repeat it again for you. Just make a note of what you have not understood. Okay? Science. Don't read science as if you are reading one wonderful fairy tale. Science has to be read in concepts. Now, how to make your portion comfortable for science? इसका भी ट्रिक होता है, सबका ट्रिक होता है. What do you think? You have not done this. तुम लोग तो जब मस्ती किया वो हम लोग भी किया. That is why there is no creativity in your मस्ती. What मस्ती वाला भी same मस्ती भी आता है, nothing creative. पढ़ने का कटाला हम लोग को भी आता था. We also were grumbling with our parents. कल के लोग बोलने को पढ़ के किसका भला होता है? That common filmy dialogue. Even we were giving to our parents. And parents were giving us the same kind of answer. पढ़ के तो देख बाद में मालूम पड़ेगा भला क्या होता है. वो भी. This also answers we were getting. So nothing great over there. Science, what you do, look at the question answer part first. Questions at the end of the chapter. And see on which paragraph those questions are. Mark those and keep. So now you know कितना portion cover किया है chapter में. और कौन सा chapter में कौन सा paragraph में कुछ भी नहीं आया. Portion 25% कम होता है. You already know what is to be done. And with the help of the question paper, then you can still find it. Otherwise, what happens in science, children, you'll keep on reading everything. Remember, I don't know whether you know how a book is made, but I'll just deviate a little. Because I have been on the board of studies when we were making the books for 10th standard. And when we make the books for 10th standard, we are given a limit of so many pages have to be there for you. Itna concepts are there. And some of us have been teachers. But some of us who are writing the books were not teachers. ऊपर ऐसा बैठ के आइवरी टावर में बैठ के ये भी कॉन्सेप्ट बच्चे लोग को आना चाहिए, ये भी आना चाहिए, ये भी आना चाहिए. Am I clear with this? So science you will do with the help of your concept. History. कैसा करोगे? Okay, how many of you are there, children? History में कंटाला. All of you like history? एक दो ओके ठीक है, तीन कंटाला आता है. और अगर कितने जन हिस्ट्री का बुक लेके खोजते हैं, तो कौन पागल है हिस्ट्री का बुक लिखने वाला? अब बोर करते रहे हिस्ट्री लिखता है, कौन पढ़ेगा? Very good. I'm happy you are honest. But remember one thing, children. Put your hands down. Thank you, children. Put your hands down. If you don't read history, you can't make history. If you want to make history in life, history is important. Because history teaches you strategic planning. प्लानिंग कैसे करने का? तुम लोग MBA में जाके प्लानिंग सीखते हो. वो MBA वाला थोड़ा तुम लोग को प्लानिंग पढ़ाता है, वो अपना अपना टाइम देखता आता है. We are teaching, you are learning planning over here. Every history has got plans and steps. So when you do history, you have to do it in a different style. You look at the questions given behind which are objective, but you look at the concept. Start with the person. Start with the person and then go on to the concept and then what work they have done, how they did it and why they did it. Break up that chapter like that, you find history interesting. Are you with me?
Yes.
Geography. बहुत अच्छा लगता है geography, लेकिन ब्राजील क्यों पढ़ा रहे हैं भाई? फुटबॉल खेल के कितना खेलेंगे? कम से कम ऑस्ट्रेलिया देने का था, क्रिकेट के बारे में जरा सोचते थे, हमको तो क्रिकेट का स्कोर आता है, न्यूजीलैंड करने का था, और मेरा तो सपना है मैं यूएस में जाएगा. ब्राजील का मैप क्यों दिया? ब्राजील का मैप इसलिए दिया कि that time India Brazil was a pact. That's why in that book Brazil came. Otherwise till the previous this we had only India. Why must you learn geography? 3 reasons are there. 1. Geography you must know your country and its position in the world. 2. Climate क्या है उधर का? उस पर occupation है, dressing है, town है, that kind of industry is there. All that comes in because of geography. And therefore, you must learn geography with your map. हिंदुस्तान का मैप कितने जन ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं? Of course, you are allowed a stencil. Very good. You are allowed a stencil for geography for the exam. You are allowed a stencil which has got no marking on that. But you have to be able to draw. Brazil का मैप एकदम आसान है. लेकिन हिंदुस्तान का मैप बड़ा beautiful है. It's so beautiful that even to draw it, you have to know how to draw it. Very simple technique. Look at the map of India. Political देखो. Physical में देखोगे तो take your big ruler that you get. Keep it at the point of Srinagar. Draw a straight line from Srinagar right down. The intersection point is Thiruvananthapuram. And that is why they give reason of geography, the Jammu Tawi Express. Now you understand how the questions come? And then you start measuring. दिल्ली बहुत दूर नहीं है, अरे नहीं है ना, मालूम है ना, लेकिन कितना दूर है ये तो देखो. So from Srinagar you take a ruler and you measure it. दिल्ली किधर है? And use a ruler which you are going to use for the exam. From there you draw a straight line down. भोपाल से सीधा कन्याकुमारी तक जाता है, and therefore भोपाल is the junction. कन्याकुमारी तक जाता है. Mumbai is on one side. Exactly the other side, on the eastern side you get Bhubaneswar. और भुवनेश्वर से ही तुम लोग सिक्किम तक जा सकते हो. गैंगटॉक जाने के लिए उधर से जाना पड़ता है, तो कलकत्ता से जाना पड़ता है. See, once you know this straight lines that you are drawing, I'm not looking at latitude and longitude, children. I'm looking at a straight ruler line. Then I know what to put in there. कौन सा स्टेट कहाँ डालने का, ये बराबर मालूम होता है. That little part which is jutting out of Saurashtra है. रण उत्सव सबको मालूम है. रण उत्सव सबको मालूम है, लेकिन सौराष्ट्र में क्या है? It's a rich state. राजस्थान सब मॉन्यूमेंट्स है. कश्मीर ब्यूटीफुल है. मध्य प्रदेश the most beautiful state that you can ever have. Maharashtra state is good, lots of beauty around, aesthetics है, सब है. नीचे जाओ, केरला, चेन्नई, आंध्र प्रदेश, yes, Bengal on the other side. Once you know this, how to draw with a straight line on ruler, children, you can draw the map. You can draw the map. And mind you, for this, I will want to give credit to 4 persons. If this technique I have learned, I have to give credit to 4 persons who taught me this. And all these 4 are my own students. Because I was teaching in a boys' school. And boys generally are very mischievous. Girls were mischievous. But anyway, I somehow enjoyed with them because they were mischievous. The class thoda sa bubbly hota. Girls half the time it was quiet. Why no? कोई उठेगा, कोई बैठेगा, कोई टपली देगा, आजा. कुछ तो कुछ होते रहता है. And even if you scold them, at the end of it they say thank you. You are like a fool to scold them. Girls know. If you scold them, then they just look at you. Why you do that? Just like this. Even tomorrow they'll come and say, Miss, thank you for scolding me yesterday. What asar ho gaya? No, you are like an idiot who scolded you. They were outside the class because of the Marathi period. They didn't like Marathi. They were outside the class. One went out first. And from outside, he's calling out the other friend. Then he called the third fellow from the other corner. After that, the fourth fellow was called. See how many signaling systems came. I was on the round, so I was looking at him. I said, what are you doing outside? Teacher, imagine Marathi teacher kept us after the class. I said, why is Kushi? I mean, what was the happiness the Marathi teacher would give you out? We did nothing. Our common sentence is that children, हमने कुछ नहीं किया. I mean, they know the negative sentence very well. हमने कुछ नहीं किया. They're there. I said, now what to do with this children? I said, okay, you come to my office. You just stand, sit down outside my office. You take care of me in case somebody comes to shoot me and all. 4 bodyguards are there. Do either, I'm safe. You think they were quiet? Ma'am, can you go and clean the compound? I said, well, we've got facilities. Ma'am, can I go and clean the laboratory? The test tubes can be broken. Ma'am, can we go to the library? The books can be torn. The work is such a time. I think they're not doing anything. Then I said, come to the library, take this map of India, and I want you to devise a system to remember the map of India. And I'm giving you time now. At 11 o'clock, I'm giving you time till 1 o'clock. By 1 o'clock, I should get you. If you don't get it, sorry.
Nice kind of student, you have asked waiting for you to say thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, 9 Sunday children, all the best. And a third lot, which is a little lazy, do not want to do the paper, have not completed their portion, confidence level is limited. What you can do is, out of the 3, do 2 papers by looking into the portion and doing each paper question by. Take question number 1, 2, 3, 5 times. Tomorrow you do the same. Then you take 3, 4, 5 times. Do it that way so that you learn to write. When you learn to write the paper, it has to be crisp. History in points, geography in points, science in points, maths full. Languages, where required, you can give it in points. Comprehension of English is in points. Hindi, Marathi, certain things are writing. Correct? Now, when you are doing this, also remember one more thing. Please make a list of all the science diagrams also in Q. Because totally you've got 15 diagrams in the book. 2 you are going to get. 1 to draw, 1 to correct. When you get too tired studying, और today mood नहीं लगता है science करने का, draw the line. But you still studying. 3 mark का सवाल है. There comes a time when you're just tired, you don't want to study. Draw the line. Without looking. First you do with looking, then you do it without. Okay? Suppose you are tired of doing geometry. Do the constructions at that time. 1 construction, 1 theory, so that you master it. You are very tired with Marathi. The Marathi is causing a bit of a problem. Marathi, do your grammar from 21 sets always. Half your grammar is covered. Half your grammar is covered, and your marks in Marathi will be better than English. After studying in an English medium school. Do your Marathi answers from the 21 set. Because normally our paper setters are the same 21 set for Marathi. So do it. And you go question by question. Algebra will have to work out from the book. Don't do any additional sums for algebra. Don't waste time in that. Do it what is there in the textbook. Is that clear with you? Now, this is where you are studying and how you are preparing for the exam. Now, up to this point, anybody with any questions from the students? Parents? Teachers? Come in. Basically for Marathi better, Marathi Hindi better, other subjects that they need. But they can use the weaker students, can use them for objective questions. Don't do the answers from the 21 or the digest. They are too long. Because that's a commercial book. More the pages, ज़्यादा पैसा मिलता है उसको. वो लिखता है, वो बैठता है लिखता है. Because I've seen the English books and I've seen all that. He writes 1 hour is writing one answer. अभी तो काय के लिए इतना लिखता है नहीं. 2 मार्क का आंसर है. 5 लाइन्स में लिखेगा मेरे को 1.5 मार्क की पैसा मिलने वाला है. नहीं they must know detail. काय का डिटेल मेरे को चाहिए. I'm not doing a literature paper. I'm doing a language paper. Do only grammar from there. Short questions. Writing skills, you can read up for ideas. Okay? Now I'm coming to certain FAQs. I sit down to study, I get tired. I study, but I can't remember. I work so hard, but I can't write in the paper. All these 3 factors are linked. How many of you can remember all the songs that you listen to? Very good. How many of you can remember all the dances that you see? कोई सिखाएगा नहीं तो भी एनुअल डे में डांस फटाफट आता है. कभी सालसा भी आ जाता है उसमें. Nobody taught you how to do the salsa. How did this come to you? You are observing it minutely. So when the song was, you were listening to it minutely, then you took it on a mobile and you were listening to it. Dance also you were doing. Flight भी अच्छा है, take a system. But when you are studying, you are not doing that. What you are doing in a going this way. जैसा कि इंजन गाड़ी चल रही है ना, वो तेजस एक्सप्रेस में नहीं होती, वो रेलगाड़ी चल रही है. That is why you find that you are not in the way. There's a way out. There where you remember it's your interest that came. Why did your interest come in over there? Because it was your innate interest over there. But when you are studying also, there has to be interest over there in what you are doing. The interest is only the marks, and I am going to see my marks. Even before your parents. School comes to know the marks afterwards. You come and tell in the school, I got so much answer. But because of that point. So when you are reading, you try and visualize what you are reading. Try and visualize it. And you will never forget. Write down the points. The important keywords in science. Important keywords in history. Write them out. Geography, what you want to remember, write that out. So that you remember it. Song also, you do the same thing. You don't learn the whole lyrics. You remember more or less on the tune. Dance also, you don't, actually you take a video of it, but then at the same time you continue with what you are doing and you do it and do it and do it. So you revise it. Similarly, you are also very revise. Now how you need to revise? This is December when you are completing a portion. Imagine 1st January to 31st Jan, you are completing the whole portion once again and doing the prelims. February, you are doing the full portion again in revision, but you are doing it in the question paper style. Jan, you are doing it textbook style. February, you are doing it question paper style. March, when you have exams, 15th March starting with your paper. 14th March, you will only do the paper of 15th. But till 12th of March, you will do all the subjects. 14th March, you will do the subject which you. And you get a 1-day break. Because you have a paper, a holiday, paper, holiday, paper, holiday. Now when you finish your exam and you come back, parents, please don't tell them, अभी तो ऐसा कर, तू पढ़ ले, तू खाना खा ले, और तुरंत next subject. Next subject क्या है? एक महीने time table लिख के रखा है तेरे लिए, क्या पढ़ने का? Give them a break. They need to unwind themselves. They need to unwind themselves. You have to come and unwind yourself. You have to forget what happened, what you wrote in the paper. Have your lunch after the exam. Sleep a little. Take all the books and keep them aside. Take out the next day's book and keep it on the table. You have unwound. Then such. नो क्लासेस ड्यूरिंग एग्जाम्स, नो क्लासेस। कोई क्लास वाला तुमको पेपर नहीं बता सकता और तुम लोग खुद भी सेट कर सकते हो। तुम लोग खुद भी अपना अपना पेपर सेट कर सकते हो and give it to your friends to correct it, and you can exchange the paper the way you all will have a better paper, and maybe your paper only will come for the exam because when you set a paper you are setting it minutely. Got that? Another aspect keep in mind during the examination days. If you've got 2 days holidays, they are not holiday, they are preparation time for the next week. No taking books and going for the exam. एक बार तुम लोग को आदत हो गया ना बुक लेकर जाने की, then are not really doing it. बुक लेके गया, क्या पढ़ रहे हो क्या मत. At the center you have people telling you ये आने वाला है वो आने वाला है. कैसा मालूम पड़ा? वो प्रेस में था क्या? तो उसे पेपर सेट किया. पेरेंट्स, मेरे सहेली के ननंद ने बोला ये आने वाला है. कैसे मालूम पड़ा उसको? उसको कैसे मालूम पड़ा? सॉरी, माय टेक्स्ट बुक इज व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू स्टडी. फिनिश. जो आएगा वो टेक्स्ट बुक से ही आएगा. नहीं, इस बार का पेपर एकदम डिफिकल्ट आने वाला है. किस खुशी में? कौन सा खुशी है भाई? क्या पेड़े का दुकान बंद हो गया क्या? इसलिए देने का? I'm sorry, nothing works like this. So don't frighten your children unnecessarily. You be support to them, but don't sit on the head. Children, exam के टाइम पर भूख बहुत लगता है. तो पेरेंट्स ऑल्सो कितना खाता है तू? तेरे को एग्जाम को कुछ चिंता नहीं. खाता है कितना खाता है तू? अभी एग्जाम के टाइम पे भूख लगती है तो मैं क्या करूं? लगती है भूख. So I normally tell the children to do one thing. Parents are ऐसे एक टाइम टेबल लिखो. पहला दिन का पेपर क्या है तुम लोगों का? होगा मराठी या कुछ भी होगा, बराबर है. तू टाइम टेबल लिख के रख. तेरे को एग्जाम कभी चालू हो रहा है? 16 तारीख को तेरा पेपर है, लिख के रख. किचन में टाइम टेबल डाल. 16 को तेरे को क्या खाने का है? वड़ा पाव खाने का, लिख दो. 17 को क्या खाने का है? घर का खाना. 18 को क्या खाने का? तेरे को पिज्जा खाने का, लिख दो. पिज्जा खाने का. 19 को क्या खाने का? तू देना. 20 को तेरे को लड्डू खाने का, लिख दो. The reason is eat what you want to eat. The body is demanding it. Perenट्स प्लीज गिव इट टू मी. ऐसा नहीं, एग्जाम के टाइम पे ना दाल चावल खा के जाएगा ना तेरा दिमाग अच्छा चलेगा. किसने बोला? किसने बोला? कौन सा जर्नल में आया? अभी मेरे को लड्डू खा के क्या दिखा है? तो मैं लड्डू खाएगा. अरे तू 2 लड्डू खा ले, 5 लड्डू मेरे को खाने का है. अरे तुम छोटे छोटे 5 बनाओ ना. सीधा वो 5 गिन रहा है. 5 उसे थोड़ा साइज बताया. बात खत्म. Why? Because you feel hungry at that time. And eat at that time. Girls, you can put on as much weight as you want during the exams. After that, you go and reduce yourself. But please don't go on a hunger strike at that time. No, because boys don't do that. The more stressed they are now, the more they eat. And girls are the reverse. The more stressed they are, they don't eat. वो पानी भी नहीं पीती. एग्जाम है, आएगा ना 3 घंटे बैठेगा, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? आएगा ना. बट वाई ईट एंड गो? बिकॉज इफ यू टेल तू पेपर लिख के बाद में मैं तेरे को बर्फी खिलाऊंगी, वो पूरा 3 घंटा सोचता है. वो बर्फी के बारे में सोच रहा है. वो ट्रपीजियम है क्या पढ़ रहे हो? पढ़ ले क्या है वो सोच रहा है. उसको बर्फ खा देता है. डोंट डू दैट. Eat and go. And during the exams, your meal time must be 9:30 in the morning because the paper is at 11 o'clock. Our school timings are different, so the children have to get used to it. 2 exams come back because by 1 o'clock you start feeling hungry. Remember, even when the bell rings in the school, automatically the stomach says भूख लगी. Without you telling, खाते क्या आते हो? फिर भी भूख लगी. And if the teacher says I'm taking you extra, like how I am taking you beyond time, after some time you start doing this. It will happen. It's natural. Be natural and do your exams. You will do well. Don't become artificial. Artificial intelligence जब आएगा ना तब देखेंगे उसको क्या करेंगे. अभी हम लोग natural में, so we'll do that. Natural ice cream is anyway better than the artificial ones. बराबर है कि नहीं? तो natural में हम रहेंगे ना. A third thing keep in mind is When the children are going for the exams or when they are coming back, please don't ask them along the way, पेपर कैसा था? अच्छा लिखा? सब कुछ लिखा? तो छोड़ा तो कुछ? अभी पेपर आके तो गया ना, अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? Because I see even with the KG children, तो बराबर बोला, ABCD बराबर बोला, नहीं बोला, सब बोला, ना, जो बोला वो बोला, नहीं बोला तो क्या करने वाले हो? कुछ नहीं करते। अभी चिल्लाने की कोई बात है क्या उसकी? Don't do. Let the children. And children wants to come back home after the paper. Do not go and check your answers. No phone calls during exams. Let mommy be the telephone operator come receptionist. No phone call because you'll have your friends telling, अरे ये आने वाला है कर ले. And you have actually omitted that chapter. वहाँ से कहाँ करेगा? Choice तो आता है ना पेपर पे. तो why are you worried? अरे मैंने अरे तू मत छोड़ वो आने वाला है 5 मार्क के लिए क्यों असली पेपर में वो सवाल 3 मार्क का था अभी 5 मार्क क्यों है किस खुशी में आया भाई किस खुशी में आया don't do that that's why I said do the question papers because question paper is what is given any paper setter is given last year's question paper textbook which is the latest one that's it digest नहीं दिया जाता है 21 नहीं दिया कुछ भी नहीं दिया जाता They only get these 2 things and they are supposed to submit. So you have to study from them. You have to teach them. Is that clear? Finally, during the examination time, all of you plan big things. Last day exam खत्म होने के बाद ना बोरिवली का बिरयानी सेक्टर में जाके बैठेगा और बिरयानी खाएगा. सब प्लानिंग होता है. बड़ा प्लानिंग होता है. And actually last day of the paper. Children come home and sleep, you actually crash. Just come and sleep. So sleep. बाद में नेक्स्ट डे बोली बिरयानी सेंटर का बिरयानी खा लो फिर मुझे आने का है तो सो जाओ Do not start with 11th standard classes immediately after the board exam. एक हफ्ते का ब्रेक लेने का जो मन में आए तुम लोग को क्या करने का है रास्ते पे डांस करने का है कभी तुम लोग को क्या करने का है रास्ते पे खड़ा रह के गाने का है दो तुम लोग को क्या करने का है हर एक गाड़ी के पीछे वैसा आगे जाने का जा entertain yourself because you have to come out of it till you come out of it to children will watch it it's very important it sounds humorous but even then this hilarity is important that's why I said exams have to be enjoyed and this is tried and tested. It's not that I'm telling you something off my brains. Tried and tested. This has to be tried. 1 week after that you do what you want. Because after 1 week you only will decide. अभी कट्टा लाया, अभी कुछ कम नहीं. That particular time, you will get centers close by to your house or close by to the school. That way you will get centers. So you are not even wasting time. Hall ticket important. Xerox रखना है. Boys, when you are given study leave, no riding motorcycles and scooters. अभी भी तुम बिना लाइसेंस के चला रहे हो, लेकिन उस समय नहीं करना है. Why? अगर तुम लोग का एक्सीडेंट हो गया, then you will go. SSC board is known for conducting exams in the ambulance also. We've done it. We have conducted exams in the ambulance. We have conducted exams in the hospital. We have conducted exams on the hospital bed. We have put beds in the school and conducted exams. SSC board is ready with all that. All that is fine. And we make the mother sit down in front over there. आधा घंटे उसको जो दवाई देने का है वो दवाई दे दे. We have done this. But who bears the pain of it? Not I, the conductor of the school. Not I, the chairman of the board. Not I, the teacher or the principal of the school. Not I, the mother, the child over there. And parents, this is where you need to become strict. प्यार दुलार तुम्हारे बच्चे को देना, मेरा बेटा है भाई, घर का चिराग है. लेकिन तुम इतना प्यार दुलार दोगे वो मोटरसाइकिल लेके घूमेगा होएगा तो आपको ही रोना पड़ेगा. So out of question. Out of question. Please don't do that. Once the exams are over, not do what you want. But don't get into these things. Because this affects you. We will conduct exams. We don't say no. Last time also there was provision kept for COVID patients. And this year also there is provision kept for COVID patients. Particular schools that will reserve. COVID का कोई आएगा तो उसको वहाँ भेज देंगे for the exam. The SSC board will do. But who suffers, I want to know. We are not suffering, children. Principal is not suffering. Teachers are not suffering. But you children are suffering after all the effort that you put in for the whole year. And you have worked. I will not say 10 standard children have not studied. They have studied. They have worked according to their own needs. But then you are suffering. Am I making sense to you, 10 standard children? Yes. How many of you have not studied at all? Have not studied anything for the whole year? तो पढ़ा ही नहीं, बुक को देखा ही नहीं. अभी नहीं बोलेंगे क्योंकि मैंने बुक मांगा है. जो बुक नहीं देखा है मैंने मांगा है. मेरे को गड़ा पाव बेचने का है उधर. Have you all been studying? थोड़ा थोड़ा जो भी है वो 10%, 15%, 20% now increase it. Okay? Any questions now from the parents, from the children, from the teachers? Thank you very much, children, and all the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Such an enlightening session. I think her wit, her humor made us engaged, kept us engaged for last 1 hour. We are very grateful to her for her insights. And secondly, there will be more sessions from her, particularly for English. She is an English teacher, and we are also getting science and maths experts. So we'll let you know when those sessions will happen. Mostly in Jan, but I think during the vacation also you all are not going out, isn't it? Anybody is there? Yes. It might happen that time also. As ma'am said, you cannot waste time right now. So at that time also it might happen. So don't say no at that time, parents are requesting. Okay? No question?
सब सो रहे थे. कैसे क्वेश्चन आएगा?
Yes, ma'am.
सब टेक्स्ट बुक पे बेस्ड होता है, कहीं से और नहीं आता. टेक्स्ट बुक का लेसन एक होता है, उस पर एक कॉम्पोजिशन आएगा, या उस पर कोई मुक्तात आएगा, या उस पर कोई लेटर आएगा. इंग्लिश देयर इज अ लेसन, लेट्स मार्च, alchemy of nature. So fine, write a letter to your friend telling them about the environment. Points can be taken. That's why I said read it, because they're getting points. मराठीमध्ये पण तसंच होणार आहे. तुमच्या शाळेमध्ये तुम्हाला एक ॲन्युअल प्रोग्राम आहे, कार्यक्रम आहे, त्याच्याबद्दल तुम्हाला एक पत्रिका तयार करायची आहे. Nothing can come from outside because I am repeating my statement again. The paper is not set only for Mumbai students. मुंबई, पुणे, नासिक, नागपुर आउट. अमरावती भी है हम लोग के पास, अहमदनगर भी है, लातूर भी है, और कोंकण डिवीजन भी है. जो कोंकण डिवीजन में हमारे बच्चों लोग के बुक्स भी सब खत्म हो गए. न्यू बुक्स आर सेंड टू देम नाउ क्योंकि बुक्स सब गए ना. एंड प्लस वी गॉट आश्रम स्कूल्स, ट्राइबल स्कूल, आदिवासी स्कूल्स, वेयर देयर इज नो टीचर टू टीच. बच्चे खेत में काम कर रहे हैं लेकिन एसएससी को बैठ रहे हैं. वो बच्चे लोग को क्या Any other question? Thank you so much.